Well, hello again, folks. More episodes of automotive drama. Today I got a 12 or 13 Dodge Charger. It's got code 1417. I think that's what it said, 1417? Yeah, 1417. Reactivation control. That's for the multi-cylinder displacement system where it goes from 8 to 4 to 6, wherever it's at in the throttle, blah, blah, blah. He took this to another shop, and they told him the motor was bad because it didn't have any compression. That cylinder looks pretty good to me. This is actually called a cylinder balance tool. It's got 16, 18% cylinder leakage. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that, especially with a motor old squad with like 150,000 or something like that. I'd have to say Dodge did a good job on this engine. The reason that the other shop said that the motor was bad, because it had no compression, is because they have no idea what they're talking about with this engine. This engine with the multiple displacement system, the lifter is crazy. It's like a hydraulic solid lifter. It's really kind of hard to explain. You have to read it. But what it does, there's a MDS solenoid, and it opens up and it applies oil pressure to that lifter. Sounds weird, but there's a little galley and it pushes in a locking pin. And what that does, it deactivates the lifter and just makes it run on spring pressure, so it follows the camshaft. And it doesn't open the valve. The only time it opens the valve is if that pin pops out when there's no oil pressure, when the solenoid shuts off, and then it reactivates the lifter and engages it so it'll actually open the valve. It is designed that way. Now, the lifter is more than likely bad. This is a step one diagnostic procedure of how this is done. Like I said, I wanted to make sure that the engine was actually good, and it's cylinder 7 that has the issue. I say the motor's pretty good. So, my next step is pull the intake, pull the valve cover, push on the lifter, and see if I can then use the ones next to it that are not MDS and see the difference in the pressure. If I can push that lifter with my fingers, that spring pressure that is inside the lifter that is designed just to keep it from ticking and just rolling with the camshaft, but not opening the valve. This system is pretty high tech, actually. So stay tuned for part 2 of how to diagnose the multiple displacement system when cylinder 7 misfire or whatever it is, and blah, 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 all kinds of crazy codes this thing had. But the reason it runs the way it does is cylinder's good, 99% chance the lifter's bad, but again, I will not know until I tear it apart and find out. I do have all the parts to put it back together because been down this road before, and I change all the solenoids while I'm there, and I'm only doing one side because you have to pull the cylinder head to change the lifters. The other side's good. If that fails in the future, we'll do that side. But stay tuned for part 2 of how to properly diagnose a Chrysler Hemi engine. All right, folks, thanks for tuning in. If you like any of my videos, please give me a subscribe. Thumbs up are nice too, but stay tuned for part 2 of how to diagnose a Dodge motor properly. All right, y'all have a good night.